Balance, for me personally, balance means accepting what I have and working with what I got. And goals, like, life doesn't stop just because of COVID. And a lot of people had an issue with that, with life stopping, to really sit down for a second.
With every season of your life, you will have to recalibrate, you will have to reset. You may not necessarily have to do much of a change, but something alters, even if it's a little thing. We need to accept and come to peace with our limits and come to peace with just what we had to go down in the nitty-gritty. You know,
everything in life is a choice, and you can either choose to rise above or you can choose to keep yourself down.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Outlet. I'm your host Kayla, and I'm here again with Sydney to continue our conversation on balance. But today the only difference that we're going to be, adding a little bit is just talking about how to get into that state of balance and maintaining that state of balance. So my first thing I'm going to ask Sydney is, like, what are some things that you do to, like, kind of keep that or tap into that state of balance?
Okay, this is a little bit difficult for me to do because, as you know, I'm very much an emotion-driven person, and that sounds bad, but not in like a crybaby, like every single thing it's more so just like, if I don't feel good, I'm not going to do the work, or I'm just like, I don't feel good, so I'm not going to do it, you know. And sometimes that's not convenient or even practical to do, and kind of have to grow up and get out of that and learn how to deal with that. So I'm still not very good at it, but the best way that I try to do it is, like, I try to give myself a detox mentally. Because most of the times when I get into that state of mind, I'm too wrapped up emotionally or mentally on certain things that probably are draining my energy. And a lot of that, and being able to even identify what's draining you, you have to be very honest with yourself. Once again, honesty is the best policy in my book. Everyone knows I'm a very honest person. The first thing people say when they meet me, like, you're very honest. And I'm like, I have no reason to lie, like, what am I gonna lie to you for? Like, let's be honest here, like, we're all human, So yeah, for me, what I try to do is I like to connect with my inner child. And again, this is like a therapy kind of thing. It works, guys. It really does.
It works.
So I know that I try to, like, take that, I try to think about that little girl. I'm like, okay, I try to assess myself like a child. I say, what's wrong? What's been going on? How are you feeling? What's been affecting you? And okay, it's not easy to have this conversation with yourself. So me personally, I write it down. I'm a writer, so it does help me to write things out, but I know that there's actually scientific research that shows that writing your feelings out actually helps you to, one, be less in that state of mind, to be quote unquote less depressed, and to be more productive in terms of identifying those triggers and those emotions. So it actually does help. Get yourself a journal. So I try to write my emotions out. You don't have to do this every day, but just when you feel like you need it. I like to have that conversation with myself on paper. I try to assess, and when you're writing it out, you can see your actual brain process on paper and where it's going and how it's flowing. So I try to do that. I try to stay away from social media because I don't see social media as a bad thing, but I do know that it can definitely seep in subconsciously, subliminally, and kind of alter your thoughts a little bit, because you can start to get into a place of comparison, which they didn't lie. Comparison is the thief of joy. Trust and believe that. It really is. And if you're constantly looking at somebody else or looking at where you want to be or where you feel like you should be, it's gonna see. You're not gonna feel good about yourself. Again, I'm not saying that if you look at social media, you're not confident. Absolutely not. Because again, I don't need to do this all the time. If I find myself in this place, I have no problem pressing that delete button. No problem. Put your phone on D&D if you need to.
Be alone. I'm already like this, so I try to just silence my head is what I try to get to. I try to write, I try to read, I try to connect myself with all the things that have fueled me up. So for me, I try to stay away from everybody because I don't want anyone's opinions, and when I'm down, it's very evident. People always want to know what's wrong with me and all this other stuff. And personally, as much as it is good to talk about it, do definitely talk about it, which is why I say write it down. If you have a confidant, if you have somebody you can go to, definitely go and talk to that person. But again, I always think it's best to really get into that place of oneness. Oneness is so important, and I think a lot of people lack it. They don't know themselves that well, and it's very essential to know yourself on a deep and intimate personal level to really assess those problems and get to the root of them. So always remain in a self-reflective state so you can really look back on yourself. Be very intentional with your actions.
I even try to eat better during these times because food has definitely been linked to your mood. If you're eating a lot of sugar, you are going to like, I forgot what they said, but if you eat a lot of sugar, you are gonna be more down. You're gonna be lethargic. You're gonna be tired. You're not gonna have that energy. If you eat a lot of fruit, you're gonna have a lot of energy to get things done. You're gonna have a lot more energy. You're probably gonna feel a little bit more positive. If the sun is shining, your mood is probably gonna be a little bit better. All these external factors matter. So I try to go outside. I know that you try to receive energy from like plants and the sun, kind of like plants, photosynthesis. Like, guys, I sound crazy, but trust and believe, these things actually scientifically are proven, and they do, personally for me, work. These things might not work for you. Everyone is different. I know some people like to do yoga. Yoga does definitely help. Stretching your body releases tensions in different parts. Definitely try yoga. A session of yoga and the deep breathing. When they tell you to breathe when you're upset, it's doing something. I read an article. My therapist linked me to an article. If I can, I'll put it in the description box below, just from me. Mwah, right to you.
Literally.
But no, it really does help. So all of these little things I try to do, and mind you, this is not like a magical recipe for balanced or for great state of mind. You know, these are just things to help, because the real work comes from you and what you plan to do with it. Please do not be upset with yourself when you're not getting the results you want, or you feel like you're not making progress, because again, it's all a part of the journey. So just again, reparent yourself, have that patience with yourself, and love yourself throughout the whole process, because at the end of the day, this is you, ups and downs, good and bad, ugly, beautiful, doesn't matter. So just accept all these parts of you, water your garden, treat yourself nice. No, you gotta think about, you have to romanticize your life, guys. That is my main tip. That's what it is. Romanticize your life. Wake up every day and try to be the main character. Be like, okay, turn the music on, get your theme music on, be like, what? You know that, what's that movie where he has the socks on and the big shirt and he's like, it's like Home Alone. When he's home alone, he's like, and he's like, he makes himself pancakes. Live like that. Live every day. Live like there's no, you know, Ramona and B6.
I'm dead. Oh my gosh, yes. Literally.
But yeah, no, do that.
You have to do that. I can attest to that.
Yeah, that is definitely my #1 tip. Romanticize your life and do all those nice things for yourself. Kayla, I would love to hear what your methods are to doing this, because I know we're very different.
Actually, there's some things that I do like do the same. Before, once again, like we are kind of opposite. She's more on the like emotional side.
I'm more emotional, analytical, detailed, gotta know the facts, where she's just like,
it is
what
it is.
We're doing this.
And
I'm just like, whoa,
let's analyze.
Slow down there. Let's read.
Yeah.
Let's reevaluate. Like, we don't got no time for that, Sydney.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, I'll join, but I'm gonna be hesitant.
Yeah, that's literally me. So I was recommended by my therapist to, like, even before I got my therapist, I realized like, okay, I need to actually spend more time with myself. And I was actually afraid of spending time with myself, just because I was afraid of going into that emotional place. I was running away from that emotional place. So I was doing everything I can, everything in my willpower to just avoid going into that place by myself. Now I love it. Now I need to be like, I need to have, literally on Sundays after work, because Sunday is the beginning of every new week.
Yeah.
I literally take that day to just plan, rethink, reset, refuel.
Get the mood for the week. What is our goal?
Exactly.
Get your planner out.
Get the planner, start planning every single day, and like putting some things down that I would like to do. And if I don't get it done, it was still a great week. I had a bunch of stuff that I did.
I've definitely noticed a difference in doing that, because when I don't, I'm not as positive, or I'm not as excited about waking up. I'm more in dread. I wake up and I'm like, oh god, today what do I have to do? And you're just, and you don't get as many things done unless you have that planner. So I mean, again, for me, again, do not feel like bad if you don't get everything done, because I still don't. Like, start small with yourself. You have to start small in order to, you can't give yourself, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. So do not give yourself a 10-page long to-do list. Or even if, don't give yourself 10 things to do in a day, because honestly, that's a lot to do in a day.
It is. Be realistic.
And especially what they are, and make them specific, and make them realistic and personalized for yourself.
How your day goes.
Do not compare yourself to other people. Do not look at, okay, well, if they can do that, I can do this. Are you them?
Yeah,
you're not.
Make sure what your schedule looks like, it's your schedule. Try not to adapt other people's schedules, if that makes sense. So I know there's a lot of videos that's like, oh, what I do in a day, or how my day looks like, or what you should do for your day to be productive. I get them the motivation behind the videos. They truly want to help, but I promise you it's more misleading than it is helping, because I was one who watched those videos and tried to do, you know, the productivity hacks and all those other things. It just didn't work, you know. Like, I was just really upset that I wasn't getting everything. Mind you, it would be like one thing I didn't get done in my list and I'm just pissed. I'm already like mad. I'm like, the day's over, the week's ruined, I'm a failure. Literally, I'm like, I'm worth nothing, I'm big good for nothing.
Do you see how damaging this is?
It's
so
damaging
bad
for your mind. It's not
like,
good.
we're laughing now, but I'm like, you can't do that.
You cannot do that.
Like, I literally, if I see someone else do it, I'm like, why would you do that to yourself?
Exactly, like, please.
I'm like, I know I used to do that, but ouch.
Exactly.
And I was no bueno.
Exactly. Like,
I was down and out.
That was down bad.
I was down and out. You can't do that. Like, I'm so conscious of it now. Like, literally, I changed my vocabulary. If I say I can, I'm like,
exactly.
I literally go back and I'm like, I feel as though I cannot, but I'm going to try. You have to have that change of language.
Yeah,
be mindful of your language. Even be very intentional. Yeah,
advance your vocabulary as well, because it helps you know and be accurate of how you're feeling and what you're thinking too. Ever since I came to, like, you know, kind of like I have like a routine almost. So like, I start off and I'm like quiet, very, very quiet. Then I meditate in silence. I'm just not really listening to anything, just music playing. Sometimes ocean sounds, or just, you know, nature sounds, or sometimes I sit outside and actually gain nature sounds, depending on my mood, or I go out on a walk. But I just have a moment of silence where I say nothing, I think nothing, and it's really hard to even get into that state, because the first few times you do it, your mind's going to be flushing and there's gonna be a bunch of things and attacking and like a whole 9 yards. But I can't say that I've mastered silence yet, but at least I get a good 2 to 3 minutes of just pitch quietness, you know, stillness in my mind.
I've tried it. I don't practice it enough because I don't know. I've never really seen the point in meditation. I've done it once in a while, and it does kind of help because you feel a little bit more aware. You feel more present.
Yeah, you're more.
Because if you're in because you don't even know when you're living in a place of the past, because it's so immune to you. It's so comfortable. You don't realize it sometimes. I have meditated probably twice in my life, and I think it was just in a moment of extreme frustration where I was like, I literally have no choice. Let me just shut up my mind. Like, let me just sit here for a second. And it did help. I did like open my eyes and I was like, okay,
and then reset,
and I felt a little bit better. It's not really my thing. My own personal meditation, and I'm surprised I didn't mention this before, working out. For me, working out, you want to get rid of toxins? You want to get rid of that bad energy? Go run on that treadmill. Run it off. Run all the haters away. I put that money bag yo in my ears. They're like, what? Me versus me?
Exactly.
Huh? Don't see competition. Why would you compete?
I'm crying.
What? Don't even gotta be up. I'm still gonna be up. I make a bag in my sleep. Cut this out. Anyway.
No.
This is in the bloopers, because no way.
But this is something that, you know, you have to do, or like,
get that playlist.
Yeah.
Do what makes you happy.
Literally, find things that make you happy. I have a playlist dedicated to vibes. It's me just laying in my bed and just listening to music, feeling those emotions. And what Sydney said, like, even if it takes, because for me, music is what makes me go back into my old habits.
Same. Yeah, so, and reading for me is mine. Reading and writing, and music for yours. Yeah, so that first childhood love of what you love to do, what made you feel like when you were mad at all the adults, or you just wanted to do your own thing.
For me, was music. Turn on my radio, blast it.
I always read.
I had a radio, and I would have these CDs, and I played Yolanda Adams, CeCe Winans. I grew up on like old school gospel music too. So it's just like music is what heals my soul. So I literally go back to that. Go back to what, you know, was your first love. What was something that, you know, helped you cope with life. You know what I'm saying?
It's actually so helpful.
It's very, very much helpful, because essentially we change, but we never truly change. If that's, even though that sounds very kind of like, you know, kind of like controversial a little bit almost, but it's like, what I mean is just like, we change as
I always say this, as the core of who you are, the foundational purpose of who you are, it does not change. I know people that I've like reintroduced myself to from elementary school, and I'm like, nothing's changed. I still know you. Like, I still, like, we were friends at one point, and the whole aspect of who they are 100% there. Maybe their life circumstances have changed, their hobbies or interests have changed, they dress a little bit different, maybe their hair is different. Like, I'm sure I'm completely different to a lot of people who knew me way back in the day. They're like, wow, this is Sydney now. Maybe they call me a hippie or whatever, but I'm like, the core of who I am, like, even my friend, she's like, you're literally still the same person. I'm like, I know. And I'm like, I really am. The core of who I am, it's always gonna be there. That's why people can tell and they're like, you've changed, whatever. But then again, do not mistake that, because sometimes, and I stress this, you don't always have to tell everybody about the journey that you're on, because you don't need that opinion, especially when you're trying to make a change in your life or become something different. So yeah, if you need to get away from friends, family, romantic relationships, whatever you have going on, definitely get away. Try to, again, I don't want to say empty your mind, but fuel yourself with the things that you know work for you. I know that I have a habit of going into like my deep dark place, which is my room, lights off, Netflix on, under the covers, and I'm sad, and I sit there and I lie in it, which sometimes can be good. If you need to sit in that pain or whatever you're feeling in that moment, that sadness, that even confusion is a feeling. And I remember sometimes my therapist was like, I don't know what to pinpoint my feelings. She's like, that is a feeling. That's a feeling. Confusion. You don't know what's going on. That's okay. Validate yourself. Give yourself validation. Do not get upset with yourself, because I know I have a habit of doing that and being like, not being out of control, because I'm a control freak. Again, change and all these things, we don't like them. And my therapist has really shown me all the points in my life where I've taken control and I haven't even noticed it, even in the bad things where I know it's gonna happen, where she's like, you just told me you knew it was gonna happen, yet you did it. And I was like, I was like, stop doing that. I was like, no way. But yeah, it happened. So yeah, again, you have to be able to be in a place where you know yourself.
Yeah, so basically, like, we both have found some good healthy habits, exercising being like a major one of them.
Definitely helped. Like, big game changer. At the beginning of my journey, it wasn't even about balance.
Exactly.
I got into working out. We're vain, sorry, we didn't like how we looked. We were like, no way, no way, not the double chin. It just wasn't for us.
The stomach touching the floor. I was just like,
not it going over jeans.
Exactly.
Not that that's a problem,
but it was just for us. Especially how we looked before we got into college. It was just like, whoa.
There was too much of a change. We don't like change. We don't like it,
and this was not one.
And the moment we saw it, we're like, cut it out. Mind you, these are two different instances. Like,
exactly.
We started talking again. It's like, that happened to you too. No, I got in the gym so fast, and like we both came together. We're like, yo, no, working out though, it actually ended up turning into like this whole thing. Which, and now a lot of people who work out, they're into all these things, and it's so funny, like how, again, that just goes to show you inside out,
literally how you feel inside. Because I feel light, I feel great, and I feel way better exercising in the morning than I do at night. And even though I had to change my schedule to
it gives you more energy throughout the day.
It does. I feel great.
Your body is a machine. What you feed it is what it's always gonna do. If you're always laying in bed, if you're always doing nothing, when you try to get out and get into this place, you're gonna feel that resistance. You're gonna feel that routine your body was so set on.
That's true.
So you need to find ways to break those habits, and working out is one of the greatest ways. Now for us, we both wake up really early. I know you used to work out in the afternoon, and I used to wake up really early. I did that intentionally because I am such a I'm not a morning person. I hate waking up out of my bed. The hardest thing for me to do, like getting out of my bed and making it someplace on time, that is an accomplishment for me every day. And the fact that I wake up at 5:30 to go to the gym and I go to work at 8, Old City would be like, since when and how? Like, how did she do that? I made a commitment. I said, you know what? I want to change. Smack them habits.
And it's also how bad you want it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't want balance, end this video right now. Just stop it.
Just click out.
Just exit out. Don't even bother. Just keep it pushing.
If you're here and you're connecting, you're going,
exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to feel it deep down inside. Don't ever feel as though that you need to do something because someone else is telling you to do it. Do something because you want to do it.
And don't let nobody make you feel bad for wanting better for yourself, because that's what the first thing that they'll try to do. And let me tell you, everyone who's successful, there's a quote. And this woman, Lisa Nichols, she says, you guys make me seem extraordinary so you can get yourself off the hook. Think about that. Any success story that you've seen is capable for you. People have come from nothing.
And
come bottom.
and they completely DMX.
Yeah.
Somebody said this man is so extraordinary that he has lived both lives. He has been dirt poor and he has been extremely rich. He has been in prison and he has been completely free and traveled the world.
Exactly.
People do these things every day.
It's possible. Nothing's impossible. I'm possible. You are possible. It's literally just change your verbiage, change your mindset. Everything comes with time. It's a journey. It's not like, don't rush it.
We're nowhere where we want to be. Far from where we were, but working towards the best that we can be. And again, success doesn't have to mean, success doesn't mean dollar signs. Success doesn't mean that large acres of
land. Yeah, exactly.
For me, success is being able to do exactly what I wanted to do, to make my family proud.
Yeah.
To which again, that for me also make myself proud, to do the things that I never thought I could do. That is success for me right now. I could say that I'm successful in the fact that I'm successful in my efforts to try to get myself out of that place, to get myself out of bed. And that's why I'm happy when I make those small accomplishments every day, because when you get that big accomplishment, what makes you think you're going to appreciate it if you can't appreciate the small things?
That's true. That's true. That's very true. That's why we said before. That's a word.
A word.
A word. Like, let's talk about it. No, plug in. Literally.
This is the outlet.
Like, come on.
You want to get plugged in, have this conversation with us, comment below some of the things that you guys feel like have set you back, or things that motivate you. Let's help each other in the comments section below. Like, let's communicate. Communication is what.
Talk to us.
Talk
to me.
This is a conversation.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Syddy, for coming and having this show with me. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Don't forget to follow The Outlet Talk on Instagram. Follow Sydney. Follow myself. And guys, stay tuned. I have so many more episodes and she will definitely be back. So see you guys later. Bye.